In the grand tapestry of American history, the presidency has been a pivotal thread, weaving together stories of triumph, struggle, innovation, and change. From the founding fathers to modern leaders, each president has left an indelible mark on the nation. Join us as we explore the legacies of the 45 presidents of the United States. 1. George Washington. The first president and a founding father, George Washington set the standard for future leaders. He led the nation through its infancy, establishing protocols and traditions still in place today. Washington's farewell address warned against political factions and foreign alliances. 2. John Adams. Adams, a key figure in the American Revolution, was the first to live in the White House. His presidency was marked by the Quasi-War with France and the controversial Alien and Sedition Acts, which limited free speech. 3. Thomas Jefferson. The principal author of the Declaration of Independence, Jefferson doubled the size of the nation through the Louisiana Purchase. His presidency was characterized by a commitment to democracy and individual liberties. 4. James Madison. Known as the father of the Constitution, Madison led the nation during the War of 1812 against Britain. His leadership helped solidify American independence and national identity. 5. James Monroe. Monroe is best known for the Monroe Doctrine, which opposed European colonialism in the Americas. His presidency marked a period of national unity known as the Era of Good Feelings. 6. John Quincy Adams. The son of John Adams, he faced fierce opposition in Congress. His vision for modern infrastructure and education laid groundwork for future development but was largely unfulfilled during his term. 7. Andrew Jackson. A populist leader and military hero, Jackson's presidency saw the expansion of democracy for white men but also the tragic Trail of Tears, which forcibly relocated Native Americans. 8. Martin Van Buren. Van Buren faced economic turmoil during his presidency, including the Panic of 1837. He was instrumental in forming the Democratic Party and advocating for workers' rights. 9. William Henry Harrison. Harrison served the shortest presidency, dying just 31 days after taking office. His campaign slogan Tippecanoe and Tyler too emphasized his military background. 10. John Tyler. Tyler, who ascended to the presidency after Harrison's death, was a staunch advocate for states' rights and annexed Texas, which would later lead to conflict with Mexico. 11. James K. Polk. Polk expanded U.S. territory significantly through the Mexican-American War and negotiated the Oregon Treaty. He was a strong proponent of manifest destiny. 12. Zachary Taylor. A national hero from the Mexican-American War, Taylor's presidency was cut short by his sudden death after just 16 months in office. 13. Millard Fillmore. Fillmore's presidency is often remembered for the Compromise of 1850, which attempted to ease tensions between slave and free states but ultimately failed to resolve underlying conflicts. 14. Franklin Pierce. His administration struggled with divisions over slavery, particularly with the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which allowed territories to decide on slavery through popular sovereignty. 15. James Buchanan. Buchanan's inability to address secessionist sentiments led to increased tensions that culminated in the Civil War shortly after he left office. 16. Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln preserved the Union during its greatest crisis, the Civil War, and issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which began the process of freedom for America's slaves. 17. Andrew Johnson. Johnson's presidency was marked by Reconstruction efforts that faced resistance from Congress. His impeachment trial highlighted deep political divisions. 18. Ulysses S. Grant. A Civil War hero, Grant worked to enforce civil rights for freed slaves but faced corruption scandals that marred his administration. 19. Rutherford B. Hayes. Hayes ended Reconstruction by withdrawing federal troops from the South, leading to a resurgence of white supremacy in those areas. 20. James A. Garfield. Garfield's presidency was tragically cut short by assassination just months into his term, highlighting issues surrounding political patronage. 21. Chester A. Arthur. Arthur championed civil service reform and helped modernize the U.S. Navy, marking a shift toward a more professional government workforce. 22. Grover Cleveland. Cleveland is unique for serving 2 non-consecutive terms. He fought against corruption and championed lower tariffs, but faced economic turmoil during his second term. 23. Benjamin Harrison. Harrison oversaw significant legislation like the Sherman Antitrust Act, but struggled with economic issues that led to his defeat in 1892. 24. William McKinley. McKinley led the nation during the Spanish-American War, resulting in American territorial expansion, but was assassinated shortly into his second term. 25. Theodore Roosevelt. Roosevelt championed progressive reforms, trust-busting, and conservation efforts, leaving a legacy of environmental protection and social justice. 26. William Howard Taft. Taft continued Roosevelt's progressive policies but faced criticism from progressives for being too conservative, leading to a split in the Republican Party. 27. Woodrow Wilson. Wilson led America through World War I and advocated for the League of Nations but faced challenges with civil rights issues at home. 28. Warren G. Harding. Harding's presidency was marred by scandals like Teapot Dome but promoted a return to normalcy after World War I. 29. Calvin Coolidge. Coolidge believed in minimal government intervention in business, leading to economic growth but also contributing to the conditions that led to the Great Depression. 30. Herbert Hoover. Hoover's presidency coincided with the onset of the Great Depression. His responses were criticized as insufficient to address widespread suffering. 31. Franklin D. Roosevelt. FDR led America through the Great Depression and World War II with his New Deal programs aimed at economic recovery and social reform. 32. Harry S. Truman. Truman made critical decisions post-World War II, including using atomic bombs on Japan and establishing NATO, while also facing challenges during the Cold War. 33. Dwight D. Eisenhower. Eisenhower's leadership during a prosperous era included civil rights advancements and managing Cold War tensions through containment strategies. 34. John F. Kennedy. Kennedy inspired a generation with his vision for America and faced crises like the Cuban Missile Crisis before his assassination shocked the nation. 35. Lyndon B. Johnson. Johnson's Great Society aimed at eliminating poverty and racial injustice but was complicated by escalating involvement in Vietnam. 36. Richard Nixon. Nixon opened relations with China and initiated significant domestic policies but resigned amid Watergate scandal allegations. 37. Gerald Ford. Ford took office following Nixon's resignation and faced economic challenges. He controversially pardoned Nixon, which affected public trust. 38. Jimmy Carter. Carter emphasized human rights and energy conservation but struggled with economic difficulties and hostage crises in Iran. 39. Ronald Reagan. Reagan revitalized American conservatism through tax cuts and deregulation while playing a crucial role in ending the Cold War. 40. George H.W. Bush. Bush led during a time of international change with the Gulf War victory but faced economic recession at home that contributed to his electoral defeat. 41. Bill Clinton. Clinton's presidency saw economic prosperity and welfare reform but was marred by personal scandals leading to impeachment proceedings. 42. George W. Bush. Bush faced unprecedented challenges with 9/11 attacks, leading to wars in Afghanistan and Iraq while navigating significant domestic issues. 43. Barack Obama. Obama became the first African-American president, focusing on healthcare reform with the Affordable Care Act while addressing economic recovery post-recession. 44. Donald Trump. The first period of Trump's presidency was marked by divisive politics, significant tax reforms, and an America First foreign policy approach amid ongoing controversies. 45. Joe Biden. Biden entered office amid a global pandemic and focused on unity, economic recovery, climate change action, and restoring international alliances.